Have you ever walked past a bakery and stopped just to breathe in the smell? That deep, comforting scent of warm bread, melting butter, maybe a little cinnamon in the air. It makes you pause, doesn't it? Now imagine you're hungry. Not just I skipped lunch, but truly, deeply hungry. The kind of hunger that makes your stomach echo and your imagination run wild. This is the story of a man just like that. A poor man in a noisy, colorful town filled with the smells of life. He didn't own much. He wore the same faded shirt every day, patched and worn from years of use. His shoes, if you could call them that, were more holes than leather. But he walked with a kind of peace, the kind you only get when you stop chasing things and start noticing what's already there. Each day, he would pass the market. It was the heart of the town, a chaotic, beautiful maze of stalls and voices. Chickens clucked, children laughed, merchants argued over prices. And above it all, rising like a song into the sky, was the smell. Grilled meat, spices, fresh vegetables sizzling in pans. Even roasted nuts rolled in honey. The poor man would close his eyes, tilt his head slightly, and breathe in. He didn't take anything. He didn't beg. He just stood there, smiling, letting his imagination turn scent into satisfaction. He had his favorites, the garlic lamb skewers, the saffron rice, the roasted eggplant that always smelled like smoke and sunshine. He even had names for the smells. Golden fire, he would whisper to himself when the roasted chicken turned crisp. Soft thunder, he called the smell of boiling lentil soup. And somehow, those names made them feel real. Now, not everyone saw this as innocent. The owner of a particular restaurant, known for its grilled meats and sharp tongue, began to notice the man. Day after day, the same routine: stand, sniff, smile, walk away. At first, he said nothing. But over time, something inside him soured. "This man," he grumbled one day, "this man is enjoying my food without paying for it." His assistant laughed. "He's just smelling it, sir." "Yes, but smells are part of the experience," the owner shouted. "It's like he's stealing part of my art." The next day, he stormed out as the poor man arrived. "You there," he barked. "You've been stealing from me." The poor man opened his eyes slowly, like someone waking from a beautiful dream. "Sir," he said gently, "you've stolen the smell of my food." The owner roared. There was silence. People around the market froze. Some turned to look. A few began to gather. I'm sorry," the poor man stammered. "I didn't touch anything. You stole with your nose," the owner snapped. "That smell costs money. Those smells take time. They take ingredients, labor, fire, effort. And you take them for free." "I didn't know smells had a price," the poor man replied. "Well, now you do," said the owner. "And I want 10 silver coins, now." Of course, the poor man had no coins. He had nothing but his clothes and a quiet smile. So the matter was taken to the judge. Now the judge was no ordinary man. He was famous throughout the land, not for his riches or his power, but for something rarer: wisdom. He had once settled a land dispute using a piece of string. He had once made a dishonest merchant pay in kind by eating his own spoiled apples. So when he called the people to gather in the square, everyone came. The restaurant owner went first, arguing loudly and dramatically. He even sniffed the air to demonstrate the strength of the smell. The poor man followed, quiet and respectful. "I only stood near the food," he said. "I never touched it. I never took anything." The judge nodded, then thought for a moment. "Smell is real," he finally said, "and it is indeed part of the experience of food. But does the smell belong to the maker alone?" A murmur passed through the crowd. He turned to the restaurant owner. "You say he has stolen a part of your product?" "Yes," the man cried. "And you wish to be paid?" "Exactly." The judge called for a bag of silver coins to be brought. The poor man's eyes widened. The judge handed him the bag. "Please," he said, "shake these coins in your hands." Confused but obedient, the poor man did as asked. The coins jingled brightly in the air, like tiny bells ringing in the sunlight. The judge turned to the restaurant owner. "Did you hear that?" "Yes," he said. "Then you have been paid," said the judge, smiling. "You asked for compensation for a smell and received the sound of money." The crowd erupted in laughter. The poor man bowed. The restaurant owner turned red. From that day on, people would tell the story again and again, not just because it was clever, but because it reminded everyone that not everything can be bought and not everything can be owned. Smells, like laughter, belong to all of us. But that's not the end of the story. What happened to the poor man after that? Did he keep standing in the market? Did he ever eat at the restaurant? Did the owner change his ways? Some say the man eventually opened a little food cart, not with money, but with help from townspeople who admired his honesty. Some say the restaurant lost customers because people preferred the man who smiled over the man who shouted. Some say the judge continued to teach lessons in the most surprising ways. But all agree, that day in that town, a smell became a symbol of justice, kindness, and freedom. And maybe, just maybe, next time you smell something wonderful on the street, you'll smile. Breathe deeply and remember, you don't need to own something to enjoy it. You just need to be present.